double hopping. We wanted to make a record that we were very happy with and we didn't want to compromise at all, and we wanted to make sure that when it was recorded it was pretty true to how we sound live. When we've done albums in the past, particularly like Revenge of the Goldfish, we used quite a lot of studio trickery and kind of things to trick things in, and with this album we decided we wanted to get everything right, we wanted to record it right, so we rehearsed a lot more and we spent a lot of time looking at the songs and making sure that the arrangements were right rather than sort of doing that as post-production. So we recorded it relatively quickly after a lot of rehearsal, and so it's quite a, in that sense it's quite a traditional approach rather than doing a kind of very 90s kind of high-tech approach to it, and we're very happy with the results.
Wake up, this must be some kind of fear. It's just this fear, the fear I have to know about you. You should learn to watch, you learn to walk before you fall. You should learn to watch, you learn to walk before you fall. You should learn to watch, you learn to walk before you fall. You should learn to watch, you learn to walk before you fall. Here she comes. She comes in the fall, and you should learn to walk before you fall. Here she comes, dance together in the fall. You don't walk, you fall.
I think looking back to the first couple of years, we were probably quite naive of what was happening around us, but we didn't really pretend to know what was going on at the time. You know, we were just like a band of, I can't say kids because we weren't kids, we were a bit older than that, but we were just a band of people who wanted to play punk music or garage music, and it was like the next step from that was we became a bit successful and people started pulling us around the place to be seen, and it was like we just went along with the flow and learnt as we went. But we never made any big, you know, sweeping statements saying we are this or we are that. We just kind of existed and went with the flow. So I think we had naivety, inexperience, no money, not as many fans as we've got now.
Backseat returns there. He's always sat in the same chair. All you feel is the hard edge and the heat. I have found here a wrong way to go about it. It's just this fear, the fear I have to go about you. You should learn to walk, you learn to walk before you crawl. She comes in. You should learn to walk, you learn to walk before you crawl. She comes in. You should learn to walk, you learn to walk before you crawl. She comes in. You should learn to walk, you learn to walk before you crawl. Here she comes. She comes in the fall, and you should learn to walk before you crawl. Here she comes, dance together in the fall. You don't walk, you crawl.
I think the proof with this new music that we're making now is that we remain very prolific, and yes, it's still easy. I think it's becoming easier actually.
I think we're over like when a band first becomes successful, and then you have a kind of you have that thing where people, where there are newer bands and stuff like that. We've been through that, and we've been through like 2 or 3 major shifts in fashion, like the Manchester thing went, and then you had like the house thing, and you've had like the Seattle thing, and like, and we've outlived all of that, and we're probably more relevant every day, really, because there aren't that many bands who have like longevity, the sort that we have, and there's nothing to say that we won't continue to be more successful in 1994 and onwards than we have been any time in our past, because we've got through all like the difficult periods of where like all the things that happen, where like you're picked up in a whirlwind and taken around the world, and you know, we're still together as a band and we get on pretty well, and we've still got a good sense of humour, and you know, we've got a lot further than a lot of other bands, not just in terms of the records we've made, but in terms of just growing as people and looking back at what we were doing at like 3 or 4 years ago and laughing at it, and still being here today to do that. it's funny because when you're in a band and you're around for a certain amount of time, not only does the music fashion change, but the whole kind of media fashion changes. All the people who used to review you and slag you off are all been sacked, and they're all like working for like free papers and stuff like that. So it's not, you know, it's like fashion is, you can't stop it, and if people go on holding your music in high esteem, then you kind of get beyond it really. And you know, that's a situation we're in now where we can still make the records that we want to make and be successful. And you know, certainly in countries like America, we're more successful in America now than we are here. And you know, it's definitely like a growth kind of market for us. I mean, it sounds very cold calling it a market, but I mean that's what it is at the end of the day. And you know, we do very well in America, and you know, I can see this double hopping doing really well all over the world.
Laying down the lightless cops of President 35. The lady crying by his side is the most beautiful woman alive. Silent pride, you really were the greatest sight. Stretching out on a summer's day, Houston is calling me back to home.
Saturn 5 thing comes from just growing up in the 60s and being susceptible to all those icons of Americana, like the JFK stuff and the Saturn 5 and all these things, Elvis Presley. And I think it was just a case, I mean, I went to Houston in Texas last year and saw the rocket, the Saturn 5. And decided it was time that somebody did a song to commemorate that event. And I think it's perfect for that purpose. NASA like it as well. NASA allowed us to shoot the video there, and they were very cooperative. And they're going to sell our CD in the Space Center shop, apparently.
Lady, take a ride on the Z64. Jerry wants to be a rocket. That's a popular misconception. Says we haven't seen anything yet. Laying down the lightless cops of President 35. The lady crying by his side is the most beautiful woman alive. Silent pride, you really were the greatest sight. Stretching out on a summer's day, Houston is calling me back to home. An eagle lands, and the planet full of people raises its hands. All hail the men who will walk up in heaven today.
I don't think we ever really spent a lot of time thinking about the future. I mean, we wanted to protect the now thing, you know, like we appreciated when the Manchester thing was happening and we were seeing the world and making money and making music. We appreciated that, and we protected it. You know, we protected the fact that this was a great way to make a living and that. But we didn't really think we want to be here for 10 years, 20 years. You know, we never think like that. We just kind of come together every Monday morning and, you know, it works for another week. And it's like that. It is quite a short-term vision, really. But what we do believe is that if we wanted to stay around for 20 years, we can do it. You know, we can write the material to stay interesting for 20 years.
Silent pride.